Hello, everyone. I'm Cheldin Rumer, and this is it. Welcome back to This Is It Today TV. Oh my goodness, it is a wonderful morning. I'm so excited. I have a brand new guest for all of you. Oh, it's going to be so great. I cannot wait to learn a lot more about what she's got going on. I'd love for her to introduce herself, her first and last name, and the name of her business.
Thank you so much, Sheldon. I'm Carrie Creed. I'm the founder of Creed Consulting, LLC, and it's truly my passion and my mission to inspire and empower others to overcome their life's uninvited challenges by sharing my personal story of perseverance.
Oh my goodness. Well, we're so excited to dive on into it. It is the appropriate time in order to do it. Today is one of those special days out there, things in which we cannot control. We are all, a victim of something that we are going through together as a nation, as a world at this particular point. What can people find within your services, within your coaching? Can they come to you at every level or every stage within their life? Why don't we talk about that?
Yeah, so right now with my business, I truly focus on speaking and the power of motivating people through my story and sharing how I've persevered. And so what I want people to take from my journey, and you can follow me on Facebook and Instagram at Carrie Creed Speaker.
Yeah.
What I want people to find out is the importance of mindset and how we all have a choice on a daily basis on how we choose to handle the challenges that we deal with on that given day.
Right.
We can choose to pull a positive from a negative, or we can choose to focus on that negative. And we're all dealing with that right now in quarantine. And there's a lot of negativity going on. There's a lot of trauma. There's a lot of issues, and there's a lot of sadness.
Yeah.
There's still a lot of positive happening. And what we choose to focus on every day makes such a difference.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So you gained this perspective through your own experience. Could you share a little bit about that? What kind of led you to this space of clarity?
Yeah, absolutely. My life story is insane, to be frank. I was born with a genetic condition called Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, and I was misdiagnosed for many years. And what that condition entails is basically the ligaments and tendons in my entire body being overly stretched out. So I'm very flexible.
Wow.
And my joints don't stay in place. So I sublux and dislocate very easily.
Wow.
So as you can imagine, that's a very painful condition. And I ended up having a intense, complex surgery in 1999 when I was 20 years old.
Wow.
Or actually 1999 when I was in high school first.
Yeah.
That surgery failed, and I had another one in 2002 when I was in college.
Wow.
And I wasn't able to walk all of a sudden. My ligaments re-rotated my leg, and I basically, instead of my right knee bending forward, it bent behind my left leg. And my feet stayed parallel. So I know that is so hard to imagine, and I have really great footage and videos on my website at carriecreed.com. But what's interesting is I had to undergo this radical surgery where the incredible orthopedic surgeons sawed my leg apart, my femur, tibia, and fibula, rotated it in opposite directions, and inserted 12 rods.
Wow.
Yeah.
At 20 years old.
At 20 years old. I was supposed to miss one semester of school. I missed 2 years. I had every complication possible. I was in the hospital on bed rest for 73 days. I had 3 emergency surgeries after. My body was starting to reject the metal after 8 months of the pins being in my body, and I almost had my leg amputated, but I didn't.
Okay.
But the pins had to come out when my leg was only 20% healed, and I had to learn to re-walk and gradually have my leg healed with a brace that went up around my chest, down my leg.
Wow.
And, that whole recovery was 12 to 18 months, 18 in total. And what I did throughout that time was continue to fight, continue to find the positive, continue to be hopeful that I'd walk again. Someday I'd be married and I'd walk down the aisle, and I'd visualize that. And what I did from my hospital bed when it was even in my home for 6 months, when I was confined to a bed, was listen to certain songs at night that would tell me I'd walk again.
Yeah.
Control the way the animals were the stuffed animals were laid out in my bed, because that's what I can control.
Yes.
I lost all kind of power. I lost all control of my life. At 20 years old, I was still using bedpans and a bed bath for over 12 months.
Wow.
So I had to pull from strength that was somewhere in me to not crumble. And to keep pushing forward. And those are the kind of the strategies that I love to share with some of my talks on how I overcame that situation.
Oh, I absolutely love that. And I think that so often in, you know, there are folks in as we navigate through life and people say, just think yourself through it, but they don't necessarily give you the tactical things that you could do. You mentioned a series of different things, whether it be music, whether it be arrangements of your environment, various things and specific things that you can incorporate into your life to help trigger that positivity. It's not just kind of wishful thinking, but more of an active practice. Is that something that you would agree to?
Absolutely. It's all about how we get our mindset to focus on what we needed to focus on to be better for ourselves. So if that's music, if that's meditation, if that's finding the little things to control,
Yeah.
what time we wake up in the morning, if we choose to exercise, how we deal with homeschool during this quarantine. Those are the things that we can control right now. We can't control if there's toilet paper in the grocery store. So let's not focus on that.
Yes.
There's other things we can use besides toilet paper if needed. So let's not dwell on that negative. Let's find other positives.
Right.
And
I absolutely love that. I absolutely love that. You mentioned this speaking. I public speak as well. Isn't there a thing to addressing, I'm talking to a like-minded person. So is there a thing to addressing a group of people and seeing those moments, that moment of enlightenment, that moment like, oh, and being able to do that because it's a conscious choice that you chose to be a speaker and share in this way. I mean, you could have gotten yourself out, and there's many people who have lived a wonderful life that have a positive mindset that choose to keep it to themselves. But you've chosen to share that. Why did you choose with intention to become a speaker and share your voice in this way?
Well, it was recently. To be honest, after my leg surgery, I had always said, I'm going to share my story. I'm going to write a book. And, life got busy. I got married. I had children. I started a career in sales in the fintech industry. And, life went on.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until I got pregnant with my second child that tragedy struck place. And, my pregnancies were always high risk. My first delivery with my son was fine. I didn't have any complications. He was breech, so I had to have a cesarean, but no big deal.
Yeah.
We decided, my husband and I, to get pregnant again in 2.5 years later. And things were going fine until my 20-week ultrasound. And at that point, I was diagnosed with placenta previa, which, not to get too technical, but your placenta lies low and you would have to deliver via cesarean. But okay, I was gonna most likely anyways.
Yeah.
And I had an increased chance of bleeding.
Yeah.
Now, due to other health conditions, non-related to the EDS, I was also needing to be on a blood thinner.
Yeah.
So considering I was on blood thinners and had an increased chance of bleeding, I was at high risk. Well, at 25 weeks on January 5th, 2018, I was running an errand on my lunch hour and I hemorrhaged.
Right.
And I called 911 and I got taken to the hospital and I never left. And I stayed there on bed rest at Bryn Mawr Hospital in the maternity floor for 65 days.
Wow.
Until the last possible moment they let me deliver. And I was only able to carry my daughter till 34 weeks because what had happened, my condition greatly worsened and the placenta previa turned into placenta accreta, which means my placenta turned into a monster and decided to grow into my uterus, which meant it would never detach after delivery. So this is when there's a lot of maternal death if it goes undiagnosed. It's a very, very scary condition. So they were very concerned. The care I had was incredible, and they were very prepared at any moment for me to hemorrhage again. And thankfully I didn't, but it wasn't safe for me to carry her past 34 weeks. And during the hospital, what I did was I said, I'm going to do this. I'm going to get through the most challenging time of my life, because it was very different being 20 and on bed rest and having no care in the world, no financial stress, not a family, not a job. But now I have a husband, a son who's scared and missing his mommy. I'm pregnant. I have a successful career. I have money. I have bills I need to pay.
Yes.
So the stresses were so different. But it wasn't until that moment that I said to myself, now I know why my leg surgery happened and why I went through that, is because I can immediately put into place the tactics and the strategies that I know worked 18 years ago into this situation. And that's what I did.
Wow.
And I persevered and I stayed so positive in that hospital. And what I decided to do was create normalcy. And that's what I really want to tell everyone listening right now is, throughout this period, create normalcy as much as you can. And Cheldin, you might laugh and say, how can we do that in this situation?
I love this all. Yes.
But if we can create normalcy, it helps almost trick our mind, and at least it worked for me. So in the hospital, I decided to continue working full time.
Right.
I was dealing with the life and death situation, the stress and the traumas of that. But I said to myself, well, no, I travel for business and I work remotely. Why can't I just be working now?
Right.
And that changed my mindset. So I controlled the day. I
Yeah.
controlled when I allowed the doctors to come in and check me. I controlled when we did baby monitor. I controlled when I had visitors. I controlled when I had conference calls. And it kept me structured.
Yes.
And it kept
Great.
me positive.
So
Not
great.
to mention, I decorated my room like better than any dorm room you've ever seen. Between custom keep on cooking baby sister, banners, and my wall of motivation with positive quotes, flowers, and candles. I had just people randomly walking in saying, "I've heard this room is outrageous."
But I think that that's a testament to the things in which you learned at that earlier stage of your life. Again, instead of teddy bears, now it's a motivational mural wall. Now
Yeah.
it's signage. It's all of those different things. I'm sure that there was music involved
Oh
in
yes.
being able to figure those things out. And even so, I mean, I've spoken to a number of different people and they're like, Cheldin, you're wild. Like, we're in quarantine. You don't have to be interviewing these people. You don't have to be doing these things. I'm like, listen to me. I'm getting up. I'll put
Yes,
my
you
lashes
do.
on. I'm combing my hair. I'm figuring it out because that routine is so important in maintaining a proper mindset. Oh my gosh, this is absolutely wonderful. I think people need to dig more into what you've got going on. There's a lot of different opportunities for you to speak to them, whether it be one-on-one or large groups of employees that are doing a ton of things. If you are out there and you want to connect with my new friend, I need for you to share with me, my darling new friend, how people can get in touch with you.
Absolutely. Well, first off, my website, it's www.carriecreed.com. So very easy to remember. And you can also follow me on Facebook and Instagram at Carrie Creed Speaker. And I'm also on LinkedIn at Carrie Creed Speaker as well. So there's multiple places you can find me. Most of my content is on Facebook and Instagram, but I really hope that you all follow my journey. And I hope to inspire you and really help you overcome your life's uninvited challenges now and in the future.
Oh, absolutely wonderful. It was a complete honor to speak with you. I'm looking forward to connecting with you a ton in the future. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Cheldin. You as well.
Oh my gosh, how amazing was that, guys? Oh, perfect way for you to start your morning. From all of us here at This Is It TV, I'm Cheldin Rumer, and we'll see you soon.